everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Today's game features a very active secondary. The 49ers are top 10 in forcing interceptions, and they'll be up against a Seahawks team that has to be careful throwing the ball. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
All right, Larry, from the heart of Silicon Valley, there's a look inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Tonight, we wind up Week 5 with a good battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. They'll come out in the pistol. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he will find his man on the outside. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
And now this offensive unit, we get a look at their starters. They put up good numbers last week, looking to carry that forward.
Yeah, Brandon, they saw the numbers from last week. They expect to at least replicate them. They think that they can put up bigger numbers this week. They are a confident bunch.
And this offensive unit, they have to face a 3rd down and 12 now.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. They'll come out in the pistol.
Now let's go. Blue, landing. Blue,
And the slot man goes in motion left. Now a handoff here to his running back. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was in the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
Now let's go. Over.
And the back goes into motion. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's got time. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. And the 49ers on the defensive side of the football.
Von Miller is so good that he doesn't even need a nickname. His ability to bend and dip on the pass rush, unequaled in this league.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some.
Here we go now. Green, 30. Over.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. They'll drop to throw, surveying the field. And he finds a man on the crossing route. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. To throw here. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening, still ended up with a solid gain.
So here we go, a third down after the second down pass completion. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Taken in at the 11. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over,
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. Wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be second down. He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. On first down. He'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They give him 15 more, and it's another first down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed. Detroit, Detroit.
They'll look to throw now on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there. Incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete.
And the Seahawks had a couple of extra DBs going with the dime look here.
Indeed, 6 on the field. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Back to throw again. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
Well, the feel that I get on this is that they felt like 3 was just not going to be enough after getting this deep into their territory.
And Charles, correct me if I'm wrong, but it didn't even look like they hesitated there. They knew they wanted to go for it.
That tells me that during the week, they were thinking about these situations, and they feel like maybe they're just the better team, and they want to go ahead and prove it conclusively.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. On the ground with a tight end. Trying to ram his way in, but they're going to hold him back at the goal line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. They come up in an offset eye. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Niners have taken the early lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Finding time. He's going to air one out. That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play there for Seattle. 59 yards. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Detroit! Detroit! Hurry up, here we go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. That'll bring up second down.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Hurry up, here we go! 319! 599 Philly, here we go!
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Double tight, guys, double tight. No. Here we go.
And the offense in a great spot. It's first and goal from the 3. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
Second down now after the incompletion.
All right, here we go.
They'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. To give him a gain of 37.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And now a first down following that long gain.
Detroit! Let's go! Green, 39! All right, now look at 56. No, check. Patriot!
They'll look to throw again. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read and down the numbers. There he goes. The 40, the 20, 10, 5. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. First down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Back to throw again. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 1 yard is the gain there. It'll bring up second down. Second down now after the pass completion.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
They'll set up a throw. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Very tough spot here for the offense to start. Now a play fake here on first down. Going up top. 1:59 to go in the first half. Back to more NFL action on EA Sports after this. Play fake. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it go again. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So a pass interference here, and this is obviously a call we see all the time, but for the defender, it's becoming almost impossible to play defense in some of these situations. You're
trying to play through the receiver to the football. If there's any contact at all before he gets there, those officials will throw the flag and call interference.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 16 on the pickup, and it'll give the Seahawks a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And the slot man goes in motion left. They'll look to throw here. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. Out of the gun now on third down. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And his kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And, you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Second and 10, he'll look to throw again. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun!
They'll set up to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Five yards left for the offense. It's second down. They'll drop to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Yeah, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Their dangerous wide receiver as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Detroit! Hurry up, here we go! Green 39! Green 39! Over!
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defenders are going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
Shift together here from the D-line.
Here we go now!
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look, 6 DBs. They'll look to throw, and he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Tyler Lockett now with a return. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-up.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Hurry up, here we go! Green 39!
And the wideout in motion. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
Let's go!
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. The Seahawks send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And out of bounds, this will depend on where they spot it, and they'll say at the 45. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively, and now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
Back to throw now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league.
Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Now they'll run it on the toss. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the 49ers get a score closer. McManus now for the extra point. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll run it now out of the gun. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. And the offense moving quickly to the line. He'll drop to throw, and that is incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 18. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They'll look to throw here on first down. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. So with the yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing. You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
of the gun. They'll look to throw. And now here's another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. It's complete to Lockett. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 35.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
He'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Second down following the incompletion. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. Looking to throw. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag.
I really don't know where to go with this one. He caught the pass, but in the opposite direction towards his own end zone. That's not one you get every game.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Back to throw again. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Here we go now. Blue, land it. No. Check. Patriot. Leopard.
Play clock winding down. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It'll go as a gain of 12. And the Seahawks are going to have a 1st down. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up 1st downs and keeping the football.
And he motions the wide receiver. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And I know it's hard in live action, but you've got to keep your hands away from the face. That's a 15-yard penalty.
You work on it all the time, making sure your target area is lower and trying to keep your hands away from the face mask so you don't get the big penalty.
The center receiver in motion to the right. They'll look to throw here. Trying to lob it in there, but it's incomplete.
Give him credit for batting it away, but unable to come up with the interception. And sometimes that joke does come true. Guys are on defense for a reason. Maybe their hands aren't quite as skillful as the guys on offense, but a lot of credit on that play for just knocking it away.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. And they're going to go soft on the corners. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And eventually brought down, but it's near the 5 at the 6. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead. Confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. Because strategy would tell you, run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident.
And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better. Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
All right, here we go.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down.
Green 39. Green 39.
They'll look to throw again. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down.
Well, an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play. For the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
All right, here we go. Green 19.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 13 yards on the pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Back 99 Philly, here we go.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
I'm not quite sure how he wasn't able to hold on to that one in the end zone. A great opportunity lost, but a lot of relief for the defensive guys. When they get into film next week, they're going to want to know what happened. Where was the breakdown that almost allowed a touchdown?
Leopard! Leopard! Detroit! Detroit!
Again, he'll drop to throw. This will be caught at the 2. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes, just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Their big tight end, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit. And that'll cut the lead down now to 18. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
5 yards will get them back to the original line of scrimmage, but now they're looking at 3rd and 10.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. He loses 5 full yards to bring up 4.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. This is taken at about the 14. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Now it's 2nd and 7. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line. Blue line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Now they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone.
Now let's go. Green 39.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
All right, here we go. No. Check. Patriot. Watch it now, Barney.
Double up. He's coming, double up.
No. Check. Patriot.
SOS.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw again. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And that's what you've got your tough little slot receiver for, isn't it? Right there, those 4th down conversions in the middle of the field.
He knows that's where he has to make his living, and that's where he has to make plays to help his team. And no one is asking him to do anything more or less than do exactly what we saw there.
And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Their big tight end. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the 49ers get a score closer.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And just a short. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Again, we'll see the pistol here. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And the 49ers going to take another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Another pistol look here.
Here we go now.
On 3rd down, Procise. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's good for a gain of 7, but still a few inches short here with 4th down coming up. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This from 54 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Well, he flew past 200, 300, 400 yards. Now he's over 450 yards passing on the day.
So what you're saying is oxygen for everyone catching the ball and trying to defend?
Yeah, especially those guys trying to defend right now.
No doubt. They've got to be a confused group because they haven't been able to defend him very well at all. And I think he just wants to keep firing. When you have that kind of a day, you're just locked in. Just keep calling those pass plays.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.